Elite athletes obsessively track their physical inputs. They count the miles, the macros, the watts, and the sets. But almost nobody tracks the biological hardware that actually sets the ceiling for all of it. That hardware is the central nervous system, or CNS, the brain and spinal cord. It is the master command center regulating your focus, your sleep, your hormone signaling, and your physical output. The relentless psychological and physical drive required to be elite creates a physiological trap. Constant training stress, screen time, and pressure keep the central nervous system locked in a state of chronic, low-grade activation. Traditional recovery methods like sleep or foam rolling often fail to reach a nervous system that is stuck in the wrong operating gear. Failing to shift the operating state of the nervous system means burning fuel without refilling the tank. Eventually, the gap between stress input and recovery output widens, and performance collapses. Every cell in the human body generates and responds to electrical signals. Neurons fire via electrochemical gradients. We are, at our core, an electromagnetic system. This illustrates brainwave entrainment. When exposed to a repeating external frequency, the brain synchronizes its erratic oscillations to match that steady rhythm. PEMF therapy uses this mechanism. By delivering programmable, low-frequency fields, it physically guides the brain into specific physiological states. Understanding entrainment converts recovery into a precise, biologically programmable input. This chart breaks down the brain's electrical activity into a spectrum of 4 distinct zones. Think of these as biological software programs you can actively select. At the top is beta, ranging from 12 to 30 Hz. This is your active thinking and high output zone, marked by elevated cortisol and sympathetic nervous system activation. It drives competitive output, but remaining stuck here leads directly to overtraining. Below that is alpha, spanning 8 to 12 Hz. This is the flow state. It reduces reactivity in the amygdala, the brain's threat center, providing focused, calm awareness and precise fine motor control without the anxiety. Dropping down to 4 to 8 Hz brings us to theta, the active recovery zone. Here, the parasympathetic nervous system takes over. Muscle tension releases, and we see an upward trend in heart rate variability, or HRV, a key biomarker measuring the time variation between heartbeats to indicate recovery status. Finally, the waveform stretches out into delta, between 0.5 and 4 Hz. This is the deepest, entirely unconscious state. It operates beneath our awareness, but it is essential for physiological survival. In delta, the brain performs its own maintenance. The glymphatic system becomes highly active, flushing out accumulated metabolic waste products from neural tissue. This is also the primary window for human growth hormone, or HGH, secretion. The body triggers releases of this master hormone to accelerate tissue repair and rebuild torn muscle fibers. Because the adaptation between training and stimulus is bridged in delta, failing to reach this frequency creates a recovery deficit. Without the HGH release and waste clearance that occur here, the body lacks the biological environment needed to fully utilize nutrition or therapy for repair. We call the strategic management of these states up-down regulation. It is the deliberate act of matching the correct central nervous system state to the exact required moment in your 24-hour performance cycle. You can upregulate with low beta frequencies in the morning to sharpen focus, use alpha to calibrate your arousal state right before a match, and deploy theta to actively transition into recovery immediately post-training. These aggressively timed protocols turn recovery into an active discipline rather than a passive byproduct of the schedule. While PEMF targets the electrical brainwave, elite recovery requires layering multiple physical modalities simultaneously to trigger cellular adaptation. Look at this cross-section of tissue. It shows the first layer, far infrared therapy, or FIR. These thermal waves penetrate 4 to 6 centimeters beneath the surface of the skin, gently warming the tissue to clear lactic acid and signal a parasympathetic shift. Next, the system introduces negative ions, atoms that have gained an extra electron. These charged particles optimize respiratory function and chemically downregulate stress responses. Finally, red light therapy, also known as photobiomodulation, layers over the tissue. By targeting the mitochondria, the powerhouse of the cell, these specific red wavelengths stimulate mitochondrial respiration and ATP synthesis. This provides the chemical energy required for immediate cellular repair. Your central nervous system is the most expensive biological hardware you own. Stop treating it like an afterthought. Recovery is a programmable science, and true athletes take control of the frequency.